Hey everybody, it's Lawton Childs here. Welcome to the live broadcast. 3 sales triggers you can deploy. Yesterday we looked at some really cool stuff about the 3 sales triggers that you can deploy. And what I thought was so cool about that was that really there are only 3 main drivers, 3 main triggers, which can control sales buying behavior. Okay. Now let's talk about the first rule of sales here. Now the first rule of sales is that you're going to need to basically go with me here um, in terms of suspending belief, because many people think that let me just make sure this is on and okay. I think it's good. Many people think that when this stuff starts happening, that you need to basically um, that you need to basically sales is a greedy, like manipulative thing, and it only is if you're lying to somebody. Okay. And you don't have to be some like hardcore closer person to sell someone something that they really want. The only time that sales doesn't work is when they don't want what you have. Okay. And let me know if you can see and hear me okay in the comments. Let me know if everything is okay on this. And this is the second day of me using this BeLive.tv. Again, this is Lawton Childs, and we're talking about 3 sales triggers that can drive, well, more sales. I couldn't think of a better title than that. But basically, yeah, 3 sales triggers that can boost sales. And so the main thing that you need to understand, the first thing that we're going to talk about here is we really want to talk about, uh, if they don't want it, right? So if they do not want what you have, then there's no way you can sell it to them, right? So people think like, oh, the sales copy or the promotional stuff, or they just twisted people's arm until they went to see the movie or until they bought the book or whatever. No, you can't ever really force people or change people's minds when it comes to selling something. They either have a intrinsic desire and a built-in desire to want what you have, or they will come around to it on their own, right? They're not going to magically be persuaded or whatever. It's just not how sales works. It's not how human psychology works. And so that's the first thing you have to understand is basically, uh, you cannot create, we don't create desire. We cannot manufacture desire. We cannot create desire out of thin air, but we can harness already existing desire. Okay. We can harness already existing desire and already existing stuff going on. Okay. And so one of the reasons that we do that and how we do that is we harness 3 different things here, right? We harness 3 different things. And I'm just looking off screen here. I'm still trying to figure out like how to share the screen and do the live video. I think you guys might be able to see my screen, but unfortunately, I'm not sure. Got all messed up. So, okay, yeah. So as you can see here, I don't think you still can see my screen, so let's just not worry about that for right now. But as you can see, or as you can understand what we just talked about, desire is not manufactured. Desire is not created. You know, demand is not is demand can be created. Like, okay, we've run out of something you already want, and we're lessening it, or we're limiting the demand. But it cannot be created out of thin air. But once they do have it, like, hey, if you like, salmon colored shirts, then my job is to sell you my shirt, right? It's not to get you onto something else. And so if you have a choice between 5 of these shirts, my job is to sell you on on my shirt. Okay. And so how do we do that? Well, we harness these sales triggers. And one of the sales triggers is the following: curiosity, mystery, and desire. So, because once they have the desire, we can ramp it up, right? So, how do we ramp up already existing desire for something? Well, we use two different items, which are curiosity and mystery. It's the reason people go see films. It's the reason people read books. It's the reason people date anybody. It's the reason people, try a new diet in the new year. It's really the reason for any type of new experience that we have is curiosity and mystery. Like why do people not go to the same destination, vacation that they went to last year? Well, they've already been there, right? Like curiosity and mystery. They don't believe that enough new stuff is going to happen for them to justify going again unless they really enjoyed it, right? So that's why, curiosity and mystery. Why do you meet these people that travel all over all the time and want to go to all these different countries? Curiosity and mystery, right? Like what's going to happen? They're curious. They don't understand. They're trying to unwrap. It's almost like what you sell has to be wrapped in a Christmas present, or whatever Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate or don't celebrate. It's like you want to really wrap your copy and wrap your presentation like a Christmas present. They don't know what it is. There's a lot of curiosity and a lot of mystery. But unless you're trained how to do that, it's really hard to do. So the main one I like to try to do is what we call like the first touch, which is usually email and social media. So I have a course and it's called it used to be called 7-minute subject lines because it teaches people how to triple their open rates in 7 minutes or less. Then we called it simple subject line secrets is with Bond Halbert, who's Gary Halbert's son. And if you would like to get a copy of this for like $5 or $6, it shows you how to immediately it shows you how to basically immediately increase the curiosity and mystery. So ramp up curiosity. Let me try to type this and spell at the same time. All right, here we go. I did it. So here we go. All right, so when you've put this stuff into this, it's like you ramp up the curiosity, you ramp up the mystery, you ramp up the desire, and one of the ways is to do that is in what they first see, and that's like the Christmas present. So if you want to take your emails and your Facebook posts and your Twitter and your YouTube presentations, and you want to wrap them in curiosity and mystery, then that is going to be great for you because what does that do? That builds on your already existing desire, right? And so that's the main sales driver of all is desire. And the more desire you have, the more curiosity and mystery, you're going to lower the one thing that leads to no sales at all, which is doubt and skepticism. Because all sales is ramping up an existing desire that the customer or prospect already has. They already have it. You can't manufacture it, but they already have it. And then you're channeling more curiosity and mystery, which ramps up the desire even more. And then you're lowering the doubt and skepticism. So ramping up desire, ramping up mystery, ramping up curiosity, and then you're lowering the doubt and the skepticism that it will work or that it's for them or whatever. Right. So if you want to know how to do that, there should be a link on in the comments here down below which shows you how to do that. And it's like $5 or $6. And if you go through, you don't like it, that's totally cool too. But I would advise you to go pick that up. And then there's some additional training that if you want to learn how to write bullet points, like I've written for like Frank Kern and Ryan Deiss, you can learn how to do that. And then you can get some of my email templates as well if you should so desire. We've done millions of dollars in email sales, and those are some templates and frameworks on how to do that yourself without being a professional copywriter. So again, the main thing here is how do you channel already existing desire? How do you channel already existing positive emotions into higher sales more often? Well, you basically ramp up curiosity and you ramp up mystery, and therefore you increase the desire. And so one of the ways to do that is to basically uh, harness the curiosity and mystery, right? And so it's usually not easy to do. It's not taught in really a lot of advertising courses. It's definitely not taught in college. It's not taught and it's simpler than you might think. It's harder to do than you might think, but once you know how to do it, it's simpler. You might think it's training your brain to create connections where previous connections didn't exist, right? And so that is the word for today. is 3 sales triggers, which almost always drive more sales, are curiosity, mystery, and desire. Because once you ramp those 3 things up, you will lower the main thing that most people say kills sales, which is skepticism and doubt. And again, if you want to know how to do this, you can go to the link in the comments below. It should also be right here. We see, go to chilesemail.com. This should also work for you to get in there, which is chilesemail.com. That redirect is working yesterday. I set that up yesterday, and it should be working. You know, it should be everything that you need to get started. Anywho, I hope you have an awesome day. If you want to reach out to me, you can via the comments. If you buy the product and you have any trouble accessing it at all, if you go through and get it, like we had some people yesterday buy multiple iterations, and one guy went in there and bought like all 3 things, and he was really psyched to get started. If you have any trouble at all getting access to it, or for any reason or no reason at all, you're not happy with it, let me know. But I really think you will be, and I really, I'm proud of it. I really believe it will help you, and it really because this is a skill you can use over and over and over again to multiply your sales by harnessing curiosity, mystery, and desire, and lowering doubts and skepticism. When you say, well, how do you do that? Well, we're going to show you all the examples over the internet. You don't have to go in and buy anything else. Like, there's no other programs that you need for this to work. You're not going to need to be a professional writer. I mean, I'm not a professional writer, and yet we've been able to harness this for massive sales more often. So if you want to do that, if you want to know how to do that, go to chilesemail.com that you can see on the screen. That should redirect. If that does not work, click the big ugly link below in the comments, and that will take you to the page where you can purchase and really devour the content in an afternoon or less. So, all right, well, thank you so much. And again, if you have any comments, if you're watching this on the replay, let me know. Just tag me in there, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks. Have an awesome day.